Good morning, everyone. Today is June 1st. It's Thursday, and it's the last day for teachers. So I made this shirt. So a couple of us have it on. Just a quick little update, because as you can see from this title, it is mainly going to be the questions that one of you guys left for me to answer. I think it was for new teachers, so I will look at the questions, jot them down, jot my answers down, what I want to teach on, so I don't make the video too long. And that part is going to be next, but first I just want to give you an overview of the room. So here's the front. Everything is off, y'all. Everything is gone. So this is what I am about to take with me, plus that. Just important things that I don't want to leave here. My things are in these two closets, and that's all I have. So this stuff is my stuff, but I would be okay if something happened to it, but hopefully nothing will happen to it. But yeah, I'm taking this stuff with me and that. So what I'm about to do is pack this stuff in my truck, and then I will come back, look at the questions, and we'll get right into it. Let's sit down and let's talk. All right, so thank you to the subscriber that left the questions and the video suggestion for me to make this an advice video for teachers, but especially new teachers, and especially the teachers who went through teacher certification programs like I did. So if you're an OG, then you already know I went through Texas Teachers. I made my very first video was all about Texas Teachers, so that's how I started my channel. And I wrote the questions down. I got a little, bullet points to make sure that I hit on this so that I'm not just talking. All right, so the first question is, how do you manage stress and work-life balance? Very simple, very easy. I leave everything from school at school. So once I leave, once I pull out that parking lot, once I clock out, school is over with. I don't take work home, not unless it was like, I'm trying to think, I had to put in grades, like something like that, then yes. At the beginning of the school year, I had to take the Eureka book home and internalize my lessons. After December, that pretty much was over. Once we got back, I just was not in the oh my God, this is new. Oh my God, I don't understand what to do. I need to sit here. By that time, I've already gotten down the way Eureka is. I know we're gonna do this first, then we're gonna move on to this part. This is how the lesson flows. I understand. So all I had to do really was look at the concept development. I started doing my lesson plans at school. I did it at school. I did it during my planning period. I had a student teacher when she was teaching, towards March. She was teaching I think she taught for 2 or 3 weeks straight. While she was teaching, I'm listening, of course. I'm listening to her. I'm making sure the kids are staying on task and not being disruptive. But I'm also multitasking. So I was over here doing my work. You have to utilize the planning periods during your day for things like that. So if you know lesson plans are due, ours were due on Thursday, you know lesson plans are due Thursday night, make sure you put time, set aside time, which is your planning time, because we all know we get the hour, so you need to use it. So during your planning time, plan. I know there's other stuff that has to be done. I gotta put in grades and things like the big things, the things that are very stressful. Do it at school. The little things can be done at home, but I'm just a planner. I don't like pushing things off, waiting to the last minute to do things, and then you get overwhelmed. I don't like being overwhelmed. I don't like when I have a long list of stuff that has to be done and not enough time. So I chop at it for over a long period of time. That way, when it's due, I'm done. So, that's how I did my lesson plans. Just pretty much anything. Just like if you remember, or if you're an OG, then you watched last year where we had to do the student folders, the filing folders, where all the information, we had to make sure all this stuff was done, this, and that, and the other. Last year, it took me so long to get that done, but I started very early. So on the last day, like today, I'm done. I don't have anything to do. That's why I'm making this video. So this year, once they told us that we had to do it, I went Tuesday, I got the stuff. Basically, y'all know I had my whole class from last year, pretty much. Maybe a sprinkle of new kids. I know I did it right last year, so it's already right. So I'm just checking off on it. So I'm done. I was done yesterday, and we have teachers today who have not even started on it. So that's what they're doing on top of getting their room done and stuff like that. Just be productive. Know what it is that you have to get done. Know your deadlines and start as soon as possible. I'm teaching. Last year, I taught pretty much the whole year. We know I had a student teacher for like 2 weeks when I came back last year, but so it wasn't like this year. So I still had to teach. Just use those breaks that you have, especially planning period, and do the work. If you're not a lunch person, do some stuff during your lunch. Last year, I wasn't eating lunch, so I was doing lesson plans during lunch. Just use your time. If you have to, you have recess, do things during recess. I would say do as much as you can at school and never bring it home. When you bring stuff home, you get more stressed out. I have too many kids to bring work home. Like, it's just not realistic for me. So that's how I would say manage. That's how you can manage your stress. Let's go to the tips for new teachers. So that's a part of it. Use your time wisely. For those of us who have to come in from a teacher certification program, we probably are certified to teach, but we still haven't taken all our exams and everything that we have to do. Now, when I had to do it, it was just PPR. Now you have the PPR and you have the SRT or something like that. Like, it's a lot more stuff that you have to get done. Manage your time. Everything is about time, and I thank God that I'm just the person that I am, where I just hate doing things last minute. So I am always mindful. Like, I'm sitting here scrolling on my phone, oh no, there's something I could be doing, so figure it out what you need to do. So with that being said, study at home, do all your work at school. That's how you don't fall behind with pushing the test back, waiting till the last minute. I took my PPR in November. Thankfully, I passed the first time, but if I wouldn't have passed, I still had 6 more months to figure it out, right? To retry again, and they make you wait like a certain amount of days before you can take it again. So just things like that. Now you all have 2 tests that you have to take. Don't wait till the last minute. Take those tests the first semester. That way you have time during the second semester to get it done. I would say a lot of new teachers just don't come in knowing or thinking about, it's a lot that needs to be done. Ask for help. If you don't know, ask for help. So as we know, if you're OG, I am not good at workstations. I got better this year, but it's year 4 and I'm just feeling kind of comfortable doing workstations, okay? For the last 4 years, I have not been good. I have not felt comfortable, and I have stressed that to my admin. Anybody that was over me, specialist, anything, I always ask for help. Always ask for help. If you ask for help, make sure you have it in writing that you ask for help. So like paper trail, email, preferably, that you ask for help. That way, if something happens to where, I came in your room to observe you during your workstation time and you weren't doing workstations. Well, I've asked for help, or hey, I've asked for help and I'm not good at workstations. Here is an example of when I asked for help and I haven't gotten it yet. You have to always think about self. Do what's best for you. That's the number 1 rule. Do what's best for you. Always make sure that you have yourself in order first. Make sure that you are covered, basically, because there's gonna be times where some people just are all talk, right? They may say that they're gonna help you and they don't, but just make sure that you are covered. If you ask for help, don't be afraid to ask for help. You're a new teacher, right? Everybody knows you're a new teacher. You're gonna need help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. If you're talking to other teachers, not just admin staff, if you're talking to other teachers and you like something that they have, ask for help. Ask them, hey, is it okay if you show me how to do this? My first year, as we all know, which I've already talked about, I wrote this down to talk about. I'm gonna skip down to this right now and talk about it. Texas teachers, I don't know when, and maybe they have changed, I don't know, I'm not sure, but when I did it, 2018 and 2019, they did not prepare me for lesson plans, so I don't feel like they did. Maybe I was asleep during that part, like not really sleep because, but maybe I wasn't like reading very well if that part was in there. But how I feel like they did not prepare me for lesson plans. So when I went in my first year, was like, lesson plans, like what? I don't know how to do this. Okay, so I asked for help. I told my partner teacher, which she also went through Texas teachers, but I think she maybe had been working maybe 2 years already before she came to the school we were at. And she knew how to do lesson plans. I did not. I told her I don't know how to do it. I need help. So we did them together. And we made it work to where it's a team, right? So we split the lesson plans in half. You do these subjects, I do these subjects. It's not hard. And just think about how can I make this easier? Make at least your partner teacher, the same teachers in your grade level, be cool with them so that y'all can work together and just bounce ideas off of each other, everything like that. I am not creative. I know this. I tell everyone this. So if I'm not using a certain planning guide, if there's not something guiding me how to make a lesson, I cannot think of anything off the top of my head. So if I'm in a school district, like for example, Spring, I know Spring ISD doesn't have a planning guide, or at least they didn't. But I know they don't. So it's just like, me personally, I would never put myself in this situation because I know what I can and can't do. So do not put yourself in a situation where you're going to fail. I would never go over there because I don't know how to make lessons or think of lessons or things to do without a planning guide, right? I need someone to guide me along or something to guide me along. Moral of the story, don't set yourself up for failure. Just be realistic with what you can do and, you know, how you are, your skill set. Also, another thing while I'm talking about these teacher programs, right? Everything that I learned, I don't know how they do it in going to school if you are at a university or something, you know, at a college, going through the teaching programs like that. But everything is taught, well, was taught when I was doing it, of things like In a Perfect World. That stuff is not real life. Like, please be mindful that these schools are not perfect. People are not perfect. Children are not perfect. Like, you have to be realistic. So, of course, when you're taking a test, like the PPR, think a perfect world. But when you step into that classroom, this stuff is not real. Like, this stuff is that they teach you that's in the book. That don't really happen. You can't do some of the stuff like this because this is not how these kids are. This group of kids is not like what it said in the book. Just do not go in thinking that everything is going to be peaches and cream. Be prepared for the worst, but hope for the best. So your mindset is like, okay, this is what I want to do, but I kind of feel like I'm not going to be able to do this. So plan for that. All these science lesson plans, like, I love to teach science, but y'all, I teach second grade, and my students are not like the students that are in the book. You know, like, I know I cannot bring a big old bucket of water and we fill up cups and think, no, not gonna happen. Because I know my kids, they'll start a fight, right? Like, not really fight, but they will, like, try to play with the water and throw it on. Like, no. So maybe I change it to where, okay, I have volunteers and I get to pick who can come up to actually show us how to do this. Not everybody might not touch it. Or I ditch that lesson altogether and I find a video about it. You know, the same thing. So you just have to be mindful that there are different situations. Every school is different. Every child is different. Every teacher is different. So you just have to plan for that. Going into the good and the bad of teaching. If you're an OG, then you know I've had good and bad years out of my 4 years. This year, I would say, has been the least stressful. I would say this has been the best year. Now, my very first year, I would say that was probably the best admin staff. Just because I believe in keeping your teachers happy, doing what you can for your teachers, making things stressless, not stressful. And my first principal, always bought us things. She always bought us treats, food, stuff like that. So, and I didn't feel, like stress come because you're not doing this, you're not doing that, like a nitpicker, basically. Now, that goes to say, my first year, and I believe that I've talked about this. If I have not, or if you're new here, then this is some new information. My first year, although it was great staff, I did not feel like I had the best support, so to speak. Not like I was trying to do something and they didn't give it to me. I didn't know what I was doing my first year. I was very stressed my first year. It was a lot going on my first year, just school and life, period. But I didn't feel like I knew what I was doing. Every day I went to the classroom and I just felt defeated. But I didn't let it show. Like, I'm just the type of person that I'm gonna smile regardless. Even like here, there's been times where, your kids don't do what you're supposed to do, or it's just one of those days the kids are not listening to anything and you get stressed out or you get aggravated, you get frustrated. regardless, any teacher can walk up to, like, tell you right now, they've never seen me show my emotions. Like, I'm always happy. I had a teacher come in and saw that my class was very rowdy, and it was one of those days where they just weren't listening. And she was like, how are you so calm right now? I've learned, this is year 4 now. It took me 3 years to learn this. Let it go. Do not sit here and get a headache because the kids are not listening to you today, or nothing's going your way today. You have to be prepared for things not to go the way you plan. There's no reason in getting pissed off to where you have a headache and you're going home mad, crying, defeated, whatever. Let it go. You have to, I've learned too, before I say anything, because deep breaths, they actually work out. Like, I have 3 kids at home. 2 are under 2, well, 2 and 1, we know, babies basically. And just last night, my 1-year-old got to my 2-year-old because he couldn't wait on his oatmeal. She had oatmeal, and I was literally seconds away from getting him to come feed him his oatmeal. And he attacked her for her oatmeal and spilled it everywhere on the carpet. So, okay, come on, let's fix it. That's all. Like, just take your time, because there's been cases of teachers doing things to students, and it's not that serious, y'all. You just have to just take a deep breath and let it go. Just let it go. At the end of the day, let it go. So, moving on. So, we also know that my 2nd year was my worst year teaching. My 1st year was cool. I just didn't know what to do. My behavior management definitely wasn't good at all. I didn't know how to control the kids. So it was stressful, right? My 2nd year, I was learning, and my 2nd group of kids weren't as difficult as my 1st group of kids. But my admin staff was horrible. If you're an OG, then you already know. I was pregnant my 2nd year. This was right after COVID, or coming out of COVID. We started the school year online, and then by October we came to school. So I was pregnant, and my principal was horrible. She did not like me for some reason, which I cannot understand, because I'm a very likable person, y'all. Like really, not to like just be talking. Like, I'm a very likable person. Like, there's not too many people that I come across who just genuinely don't like me. So I don't know what it was, but she did not like me. She picked on me a lot. She just was like horrible all the way around. There's been, like, this is new information that I have not talked about. But like, there was times where she talked with an attitude and things like that. I don't like to be, like I said, I'm a very likable person. Does not mean I am going to let you talk to me any type of way, walk over me, do what you want. No. Because at the end of the day, we're all grown and we all deserve respect. So I'm always big on respect. Don't treat me a certain way and expect me not to treat you the same way. She gave me 2s on one of my observations, and it was just crazy. There's a situation with a student. I can't really remember what exactly happened, but I don't know, like, I was just very frustrated one day, and I was pregnant. So I promise I'm like not this emotional. But like, I was crying at home because like I was so frustrated, and like, I don't cry because I'm sad. I cry because I'm pissed off. So I was like, I don't know, just going through some stuff. And then by like November, I knew. that I was not going back to that school for the next year, because I'm not just about to just let you treat me like this, like, especially when I know there's nothing I've done to make you do this to me, So, yeah, I've been there. More of the story is we all go through stuff, right? We're gonna feel our feels, but don't stay in it, right? Make your decision like I did. I made my decision. I knew I was done. I let it go. When I tell you November, I did not care anymore. I cared about the students. I still taught them. It's not them. It was mainly my principal, right? So I didn't care about anything she said, anything she did towards me. It, like, literally, we would be the only two walking in the hallway. It's like, I know you see me, right? She would not speak to me. I'm the type of person, if you have not gotten it yet by what I'm telling you, I'm gonna treat you how you treat me. So if I see that you saw me and you put your head down by the time we walk past each other, I'm not gonna speak to you either. Like, you don't want to speak to me, I'm not gonna speak to you. Cool, we don't have to say anything to each other. I don't let things bother me. So I was not supported by my principal. We really didn't have an AP. The school was not big enough to have an AP, but we had like an administrative assistant who acted as the AP, but that wasn't her title. She was cool. But the principal, I just, no support, nothing. So when I went on Christmas break, I had my daughter, and I didn't come back until, when did I come back? I went back, I think, April, March. I don't remember. One of those times. I don't remember when I went back. But anyways, when I went back, I already knew that I wasn't coming back to the school. Like, so anything that she tried to do did not bother me. I don't think I told y'all this before either. She literally told me I was the help. If y'all do know, if you watch my older videos, when I came back from maternity leave, she did not give me my class back. So I was literally helping other teachers around the school. But my pay didn't change. And I know I talked about it one time, and someone left in the comments that I should have went to the district about it. But yeah, it was wrong, but I just didn't even care. Like, that's what I mean by giving, like, I could have been stressed out about that, right? I could have went through all this, go to the district, fight my case and all this type of stuff, but it didn't matter. My pay did not change. I was still getting paid the same. It just wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth being stressed out. I went to school. I knew I was there. I knew every day was going to be something different. I didn't have to worry about lesson plans. I didn't have to worry about the stressing about somebody coming to observe me. I didn't have to worry about anything. I just showed up, right? So that's what I mean by just letting stuff go, okay? And I made it out. I made it to this school, which I'm here, and I'm back for another year after this year. So yeah, I'm here, and I've been happy ever since. Like, and that principal obviously got her karma too. So students, don't let the students stress you out. Students are the kids at the end of the day. Now I say that lightly because we know kids know right from wrong, right? Depending on the age group. But you got to think about the different ways that these kids grow up. Everybody doesn't grow up the same. Everybody's parents don't teach them what your parents taught you. Things are different now. So you just have to take the things that they do and they say to you with a grain of salt, right? I'm gonna give one of my students, for example. I had her last year, and I really like this student, right? Now she, behavior wise, you know, it's up and down. She has her moments, but this year, at the beginning of this year, it was kind of bad, right? And it got worse after we came back from Christmas. It was a lot of disrespect that she was doing towards me. But she's a child. I still did not talk to her any differently than I talked to anybody else. I didn't want to put my hands on her, nothing. If there was anything, if it was bad enough, I wrote her up and I just sent her out. I did not let anything she did or say to me make me, you know, feel some type of ill will towards her. Like, I still wish her nothing but the best. Now, she did get better, a lot better, this last 2 months of school. So, you know, it was good that things changed, and she did, like, understand, like, what she was doing was not right, and she would tell you, like, I've gotten better, you know. So y'all just have to give kids grace, you know. Things happen. Now, I cannot speak for students that put their hands on teachers and things like that. Thank God I have not had that happen to me yet, and I pray that it never does. But words being said, yeah, it's just words, and they're kids, y'all. They're not adults. Like, most of the time, they just saying something they heard somebody else say, and they don't really mean it to you, you know. So, just like I said, if you have to, take a deep breath, count to 10, whatever you gotta do, find your strategy, and don't let it bother you, okay? And then the last thing I'm gonna talk about is coworkers. So now we go from kids, because kids are kids and they don't really know better, but coworkers, they're grown, they're adults. They know. So most of teachers are women, right? And naturally, women are messy. It is what it is. But I've never had an issue to where a coworker doesn't like me, or anything. Well, I take that back. Well, no. Okay, so there was an incident. I'm not gonna say which year, but a coworker was talking about, I guess, the way some of us dress. She felt that it was not appropriate. She's a teacher, not admin. So, like, moral of the story, she was talking about us and it got back to us. Now, did I confront her? No. It's not that serious. Like, you don't like the way I dress, cool, I don't work for you, you know. Now, I am the type of person of, okay, so you're talking about me, so then there's no reason for us to talk anymore. So I just take myself out of a situation, and I just stop talking to her, you know. Now, I don't know if she found out if that the person came back and told me or whatever, but she did not continue to try to talk to me. So it was kind of hard, like, not to talk to her, but it was just work, right? I didn't really go to her or anything else. I wouldn't keep it, no, just professional, and being cordial. Like, you already know how this person is, so what's the purpose of stressing out about it, right? I don't know, I just feel like if it's anything that is that serious, then I understand. But something like that, oh, she was talking about me. Y'all, I went through a lot of stuff in high school with drama and everything like that. Like, I'm not new to this type of stuff, so this stuff doesn't bother me, you know. It's not gonna make me lose sleep at the end of the day. So she doesn't write my checks, she's not my boss, and even all that information got back to our principal, and the principal still didn't say, well, she's right, y'all do dress in a it was never the situation. So it was just a form of probably just being realistic. She was hating. So, like, join the list. Like, it's nothing new, right? So what I'm trying to say is, moral of the story to all of this, do not let things stress you out. Now, you're gonna be, oh, I'm kind of nervous about my observation that's coming up. That's normal stuff, you know. Once it's over, it's over. The person who observed you is gonna talk to you about what you could have did better, what you can do better, and you just take that and work on what you need to work on. It's normal to feel like there's more you can do to help your students. Just take it and try to, you know, implement that into your lessons. Think of that when you're planning what you're gonna do with your students, but don't let it stress you out. I just feel like at the end of the day, if it stresses you out so bad to where you're losing sleep, you're losing hair, you losing weight, you know, it's not making you happy, then it's not the place for you. It's not the field for you. This is not the career for you. You just gotta have tough skin. Learn to let things go and keep work and life separate. I hope this information was good. I hope that it helps. I hope that you take what I am saying into consideration. Like, I'm not telling you to be like me, but I'm just giving you advice on how I have handled things, because I've been through a lot. I'm not stressed at the end of the day. I have learned so much to let things go, and whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen at the end of the day. Where I'm gonna be in 2 years has already been written. The book has already been written. It's just a matter of when you're gonna find out about it, right? So just stay happy. That's number one. Love what you do. Be excited. Don't let things stress you out, and don't show it. Even if you do, because there are times where I get frustrated. I'm not perfect. I get frustrated, but I just don't let it show. Anyways, I hope that the information was very helpful. All right, so this is gonna be the end of this video because I have been talking for a long time. I hope that y'all like this video. Please like, share, and subscribe if you have not already. And y'all, like always, I'll see you in the next one.